yo, and hello and welcome to the 130th episode of GameSpeak Podcast. New episodes go for free every Wednesday in audio format on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast directories, and in video format on YouTube, so you can see us in stunning high definition. This show is two childhood BFFs bringing you all things video games. You can find us online at createforsanity.com, where you can listen to episodes, subscribe for behind the scenes news, read rad articles, and buy sick t-shirts from our shop. Or you could just become a Patreon or a patron and get a shirt. But also be sure to join the community in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast to hang and talk games with other nerds like us. And one of your hosts, JAMAL Al-Jafra, alongside Brent going back to Cali Bass.
Yo, and hello, and welcome to Game... No,
We just restart the whole thing.
What if we did that? Like, that would be the most annoying shit of all time. We just do the whole spiel twice, like...
Yeah, we're just so stubborn that we both want to say it. It's like, fine, we'll both do it.
We just do it at the same time, and it's like really a weird bad harmony. Like,
yeah, eventually you just start taking the higher notes and like.
Oh shit! What's going on, man?
Nothing really. I mean, I guess some shit's been happening outside of the speak, outside of the game speak.
Outside of the speak.
Yeah, first off, shout out to B. Ray Pennington. Sorry, I almost said that backwards. So B. Ray sounds more real than P. Ray.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna have to say P. Ray. I feel like you made your name up. No, but anyways, yeah. Shout out to him. Just sent out his shirt a couple days ago. Our newest patron, and Chad should have his shirt soon.
P. Ray Pennington. That sounds like an author. You know what I mean? Like, I bet he's written some books before.
The P stands for pin. Pin Ray
Pennington.
No, wait. It's B. Ray. It's B. Ray Pennington, not P. Ray Bennington.
It
sounds like a Dr. Seuss book.
Well, we love you regardless.
Yeah, it's
you have
beautiful.
An awesome name. Yeah.
I wish I had that name.
Yeah, me too.
I might take it. No, but
he
looks out his window.
You just go get your name legally changed to like the exact same name.
And also,
if you become a patron, $500 a month or more, we'll change our name to be your name.
And I saw It Chapter 2.
Oh, I did too. Let's discuss.
Yeah,
I wasn't very pleased, to be honest with you.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like it was a little long-winded. I feel like they could have done without a lot of the humor. I feel like a lot of the flashback scenes should have just been in the last movie. You know what I mean? Instead of like, because it's like almost like they were trying to tell us the story of the last movie. It's like, we all watched the last fucking movie, guys. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to catch us up or anything.
But every flashback was like completely different from the first movie.
I know. That's why I'm saying it should have been like, it should have been in the first movie. Because, like, first of all, you're not worried about the mortality of anybody in these flashbacks, but all the scary stuff seems to happen in these flashbacks. You know what I mean?
True.
So it's like, you're not worried that Pennywise is going to get him or anything. You know what I mean? You're just like, okay, something scary is going to happen. And I feel like they kind of went with a lot of the same tropes from the first movie, and then Bill Hader just tried way too hard to be funny the whole movie, even in serious parts where it shouldn't have been funny. They did have a lot of, like, there were some moments that I thought were really good, but I think they could have cut like an hour worth of content out of the movie, and it would have been a lot better. Like,
yeah, I mean, they also showed 2 children die, which I didn't expect to see that.
I don't mind that. Actually,
no, I'm not against it. I'm just saying.
I think that the part with the firefly or whatever, where it flies under the bench, is one of the best parts of the whole movie. Even though it's not really relevant at all to the story, like.
I agree to an extent, just because I feel like his voice changed in this movie. He took on a more Pooh Bear voice.
Yeah, he did the Pooh Bear thing hardcore.
It was literally Pooh Bear. Like, if you watch the 2016 Christopher Robin movie, it sounds exactly like it. In this one, he's like,
yeah, he was much creepier in the first one.
He's like, oh, the fat boy wants to. It's like the way he was talking. I was like, okay, this is weird. He's like, all those crunches. It's like, all those push-ups. Then you're still a fat boy. I was like, that's how I talk to my dog. Like,
I don't know. It had its moments though. Like I like the end to an extent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I thought
except for with Eddie. I mean, I'm not going to say what happens with Eddie.
Yeah,
but...
I'm not going to ruin anything. But there was the action sequence at the end. I thought was pretty good.
Yeah,
I thought the effects overall were really good. You know, like it had the same quality of like visual effects as the first movie, which I was pleased with because I thought that was a big selling point for me on the first one. But I just feel like the real problem, more than anything, was that the adult actors didn't sell it as well as the kid actors did. I feel like
you think so?
That's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
I think it's more scary because they were children, you know,
Maybe.
And like you feel vulnerable. You know they can't.
Maybe,
do
but
anything.
there was definitely parts that were pretty scary in this, like still with them as adults. Like I thought the part with the grandma in the apartment was pretty creepy, but they kind of ruined that with the trailer.
The trailer like 50 times.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there was still some stuff in there that was pretty creepy, but, you know, I don't know. There was a lot to like, but also it wasn't nearly, in my opinion, the pacing of the first movie was, like, excellent. Like, there was never a dull moment in the first one.
True.
You know what I mean?
But it also wasn't 3 hours long.
True, and I don't think this movie needed to be 3 hours long, I guess is what I'm saying. You know, there's a lot of stuff they included that was in the book that I don't really think was necessary. You know what I mean?
Like the gay guys.
Like the gay guys, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like, you know, Stephen King probably insisted that they put that in just because it was like a controversial thing or maybe they just wanted some controversy in their movie, you know. But like it was a part of the book, and so I can see why they incorporated it. I think they wanted to just get as much of the book in there as they could. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and also in the movie they made like the like psychopaths that threw the gay guy into the water like way more like terrifying than in the book.
Yeah.
Like in the book they were like, we didn't want to kill him, we were just trying to, you know, beat him up or whatever. And in the movie they were like literally trying to murder him. I was like, I mean, if Pennywise wouldn't have gotten him, they would have basically killed him anyways. Like I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know, it just all felt kind of like just out of place. It was like watching a different movie or something, you know. I
guess I feel like the characters did all right. They look like who they're supposed to look like. I give the movie, I honestly thought it was pretty great. Besides like it being not that terrifying. I mean, I'm
definitely in the minority. I think most people really liked it. But I don't know. I just had a few problems with it, and I went into it with the bar set too high. I think because I liked the first one so much. You know what I mean?
I agree. Like my favorite thing about the it like return of it has been like watching the press junkets and stuff with all the actors and like the kids and all that stuff. It's like my favorite part is just watching them like talk about all the stuff they did like to make the movie and stuff like that. I don't even really care about the movie that much. It's great.
Maybe I should go back and watch it, you know, again when I have a different mindset, you know, when I'm more ready for a really long movie. I don't know.
That's kind of how my brother said he wasn't very impressed by it, but I loved it. I thought it was great. I didn't even feel like I was in there for 3 hours. It went by pretty fast for me, but I think it's more just because you get to learn more about who it is, and I already knew they were going to have to go through each character's like, oh, you got to go find your token. So it's like, okay, so basically the first movie is going to happen again, but with them as adults, it'll just be a different scare for each one.
Yeah,
which was okay.
I don't know.
Formulaic, I guess, is what the problem is.
I don't know.
And then, what did you have anything that you did this week? You know, anything interesting outside of video games?
Let's see. Well, first of all, I was working at my job the other day and had this table come in, and this is I don't know why this is so interesting to me, but like I look over. And they have the phone case that their phone is in projecting the fucking, like, some kind of TV show from their phone onto the wall. It was, like, a really tiny phone case, and it was, like, a dope projector. I mean, it was playing, like, really clear fucking quality shit on the wall. It was like they had a little 32-inch TV right there in Olive Garden. It was awesome.
Hell yeah.
I gotta throw this out there for everybody who's like a phone junkie. I think it was like a Motorola phone or something. I don't know. It was really, really neat. It was fucking cool as fuck. It was so cool I wrote it down to like talk about on the show.
I didn't know that was the thing.
I didn't either until I saw it, and I was like, whoa. It blew my mind. They were talking about if you're in a dark room, it's even better. I was like, man, that's really cool. And then I went to this like casino place this week. Have you been to Naskilla Gaming before? Have you ever heard of this?
No. What is that?
It's like an hour away from here. It's in Livingston. It's it's like they got like slot machines, like shitloads of slot machines.
Is that legal?
It's legal because it's on an Indian reservation.
Oh, did you have to present your Native American card that you have?
No, you just roll up in there, dude, and you just play slots. And it's awesome, dude. I won like $100. I went in there with $50. I walked out with $149.
Damn,
and I
dude.
played for like 3 hours, so
holy shit.
It was a lot of fun. And I highly recommend anybody who wants to go win a big, check it out.
Yeah, I didn't know you could legally do that in Texas. I thought you had to be Native American.
I think there's
there's
some caveats like like it's on the Indian reservation, right? So they can do it there. But also it's not technically slot machines. It's like bingo machines, quote unquote.
Okay.
But they function and look just like slot machines. They just say like bingo on them. I don't know.
Oh, that's a strange way to get around that. That's a cool loophole.
Yeah.
You just have a slot machine and you put toaster on it, and then nobody knows.
Whatever the case may be, they get away with it. I mean, it's straight up slot machines. Like
it's a toaster.
It's a lot of fun too. They have like a little restaurant there. If you ever just want to kill some time and try to make a little money, it's a good time.
I'd be down. We should go.
Dude, I'm always
Game
down.
Speak Bingo
We
Cast.
could do that. Yeah, we could do that for a couch bro op one day. We could just be like, this is the game we're playing. Just bling, 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 bling.
Just us blowing our money.
Making it rain. Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. Okay, cool. So,
I feel like there's something else I wanted to talk about, but I just can't think of it.
yeah, same here. I like really can't think of anything interesting. I know we're working on something, but I don't want to talk about it just because I want it to be kind of a surprise.
We gotta let everybody wonder a little bit.
Yeah, we are working on something outside of video games, just so you guys know. Keep your eye out of your head. I don't know if that's how that works, but
everybody listening just rips their eye.
Keep your ear to the floor. Anyways, so we're going to jump into the video game news. And just so you guys know, we're using articles from gaming news sites from around the web, and we do not claim any of the news as our own. None of these articles as our own. We're just simply giving commentary on these articles. Started off with... What do you want? You start us off. I always start us off.
I can definitely start us off. My first thing is just a list of like the Nintendo Direct announcements. Do you want me to run through all this stuff?
Yeah. Do you have everything?
I have pretty much everything. And you know, there might be some things that I missed, and if there are, you can definitely throw them on there.
And I have a whenever you get to the games, like for the SNES, I have like a list of all the games.
Okay, cool. That's the first thing I was going to talk about. So I'll go ahead and just read the little thing about it, and then you can read the games list, okay? So for those of you that don't know, there was a Nintendo Direct this week, and it was a really good one. You know, these Nintendo Directs have been getting better and better, and this one was particularly exciting. I'd say a good like half of the news is just shit from this Nintendo Direct. So I think me and Jamel will bust y'all off with a little bit of info about that.
Yeah.
First things first, the Switch has gotten a library of SNES games, just like with the NES games, and they have already added it. It's in there now.
Yep. No extra cost.
No extra cost unless you want to buy the exclusive SNES Switch controller that's only $30. That'll be online, so you can buy it there.
Yeah, it's a Bluetooth controller. It's not like the NES controller they made where you could slide it onto the Switch. This one is like external USB controller.
It looks pretty legit though. But I mean, you know, you can still play all the the SNES games.
Oh yeah.
With any functional controller, really.
Absolutely.
So what do we got list-wise?
So these are the 20 SNES games that they dropped on day one. This is dope. Brawl Brothers, Demon's Crest, Joe and Mac 2, Lost in the Tropics, Kirby's Dream Land 3, Star Fox, Super Earth Defense Force, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, Super Puyo Puyo 2, Super Tennis, Breath of Fire, F-Zero, Kirby's Dream Course, Pilot Wings, Stunt Race FX, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Soccer, and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Man, what a lineup of bangers.
Dude, all of them.
And we've been calling this for a while. I don't want to toot our own horn, but we've been saying this was going to happen for a significant amount of time. I mean, it seems only obvious.
It was.
But, some of these games, even the ones that I didn't know about, I went and tried all of them, really, and they're all freaking really good games. I mean, I feel like it's a way better lineup than they dropped with the NES originally. But then again, there's way better games to pick from, I guess, from SNES.
Definitely way better titles on the SNES to fuck around with.
You can really see the jump in quality if you go play the NES games and the SNES games like back to back.
Absolutely,
it's incredible. Like
one thing though. That they didn't mention during the Direct, but at a later time, was that they're not going to be trickling out games monthly like they were for the NES, which is unfortunate.
Right, I saw that. That is unfortunate. But they said they will still be adding NES and SNES games periodically.
Yeah, periodically, which in my opinion means probably not that often, which is
I don't know. I have a feeling we'll probably get little chunks of games every now and then. I think what they'll do is it won't be like a monthly thing. I think it'll be like bi-monthly for each system, and they'll like do like a game for SNES 1 month and a game for NES 1 month. You know what I mean?
That would be cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad about that.
No.
But even so, I feel like I got more than enough SNES stuff to keep me entertained for a second.
For a while, yeah definitely.
Let's see, more Nintendo Direct news. Overwatch is coming to Nintendo Switch, and it is coming on October 15th, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it's going to have gyroscope controls as well.
Ooh, that's fun. I could see that working really well with Overwatch. Banjo and Kazooie are officially in Smash Bros. They have been dropped, and they have revealed that Terry Bogard of Fatal Fury and Kingdom of Fighters is coming to the game pretty soon. So get excited about that if you know who Terry Bogard is. I sure didn't.
Yeah, and I don't care. This is probably the most lackluster character that they've announced.
No doubt. But I mean, I'm sure there's somebody somewhere that's like, oh shit, Terry Bogard.
Fatal Fury, dude. FF, bro. No, but they also announced that there's going to be more characters coming outside of the fighter pack that they've already announced. They were like, it was kind of like, oh, Terry Bogard's coming, but don't feel bad because it's, this isn't the last fighter pack. Like, even though, how they were like 5 are coming. Mm-hmm. And then Terry Bogard is the second to last out of the 5 that they said are coming.
Right.
So after this next one, there's still going to be more, though you'll have to pay for that pack separately.
I imagine for the lifespan of the Switch, they'll be creating and implementing characters into Smash Bros. I mean, I can only imagine. That being said, they've also added Pokemon and Undertale Smash Bros. Costumes into the game. So if you want to run around looking like Sans from Undertale, 75 cents on
or
the
Team Rocket
DLC store. Yeah, or Team Rocket. They got it going on. It's pretty cool. Let's see. More news. I'll tell you guys when the Nintendo Direct news ends. Okay, I'm sure you'll be able to tell yourself, but let's see. They have added a 4-player Super Kirby Clash game onto the Switch. It's
free to play.
Free to play.
Free to start.
Free to start. Right. And it's pretty fun. I played a little bit of it. It's a good time.
It kind of reminds me of like Monster Hunter, but with Kirby.
Yeah.
Like you just fight bosses, but like you each have like your individual class. I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that I'm a sucker for Kirby stuff, so, it gets my nod of approval.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Little Town Hero gets a release date. That's the new game from Game Freak.
Yeah, that's a new name, too, because originally it was just called Town.
Oh, really?
It was called working title Town, and then
interesting.
We got the name here.
So Little Town Hero, it's going to be coming October 16th. We saw some gameplay footage that shows you'll be fighting off monsters with turn-based battle, which I guess is what they do best, so,
Yeah, and you don't use weapons, you use ideas.
Whoa! Holy crap!
That kind of makes me not want to play it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get around to that one, but we'll see. We know that Divinity Originals 2, I can't talk. Divinity Original Sin 2 is being added also to the Switch, and it's added already. It is there. you can get it. Bada boom.
It has crossplay with Steam as well.
That's true, which is really, really cool. And I think we're going to see more and more crossplay because I feel like I'm starting to see that in other games as well. Like, so, you know. Deadly Premonition 2 has been announced, and the original is now available on the Switch.
Yeah, I never played that game, but it looks interesting.
Me either, but we've talked about it before in in one of our weird game titles or something like that. Or topics, excuse me.
Yeah.
It's, let's see, I'll just read you the little thing. Nintendo announced that Swery65's famously weird Twin Peaks-esque game is getting a sequel in Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise, which we can expect on Switch in 2020. In the meantime, you can play the original Deadly Premonition right now. Nintendo released a Switch version called Deadly Premonition Origins that's available today. So that's cool. Let's see what else we got. Nintendo Direct stuff. The company announced that Star Wars Jedi Knights 2 Jedi Outcast is coming to Switch this September.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's really cool. This is one I'm really excited about. Okay, so they are going to port that PC game that won all those awards at the game show, Return of Obra Dinn, to the Switch.
Yeah, this is like a weird narrative game.
Yeah, it's got a lot of, like, accolades, though. Like, everybody was really into it, but it was a PC-only title.
Did you watch the trailer for it?
No, but I've seen... The art style is really interesting. I've seen, like, a little bit of gameplay from it.
I don't know how I feel about it. Like,
I personally really want to get my hands on this one.
I feel like the art style is just kind of weird to me. I mean, like, it looks cool. It looks interesting. I'm not saying it looks bad. I just don't know if I would be able to handle looking at it the whole time.
Well, everybody seems to really like it. So, you know, it'll be, if nothing else, it'll be a Switch exclusive as far as consoles go that, you know, the other consoles will be envious of, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're like on a pirate ship or called like the Obra Dinn or whatever, but you like time traveled back to it and you're like trying to figure out what happened to everybody on the ship or something. So
seems pretty interesting. Let's see. Xenoblade Chronicles Remaster is set for 2020. The Wii title Xenoblade Chronicles is returning from the 2012 with a Switch remake. Nintendo didn't set a firm release date, but we can expect Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition sometime next year.
Cool.
So that's pretty cool. We got Assassin's Creed Rebel Collection confirmed. Another rumored release that was confirmed during the Direct. The Switch will get 2 piratey Assassin's Creed games on December 6th. The Rebel Collection includes Assassin's Creed Rogue and Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which in my opinion is the best Assassin's Creed game. And to round off my Nintendo Direct news, Doom 64's 25th anniversary is this year, and Bethesda is re-releasing the N64 Classic to celebrate. It is set for release on November 22nd, but unfortunately, no other details were revealed.
Cool. Before we get off of the Nintendo thing, there was some Pokemon Sword and Shield announcements for like features detailed, like a Pokemon camp where you can play with your Pokemon, and it's a much more robust character There's a much more robust character customization system. And a curry rice mode where you can customize curry dishes and eat them with your Pokemon and save them in your curry decks. So apparently there's like 100 different like curry ingredients or like 100 different curry like possibilities. Like, I don't understand the point of this and why it's there, but it's there.
Maybe you gotta give your Pokemon curry to keep them happy, bro.
I guess. Apparently the Pokemon camp thing, like, you can just, like, camp in these random places, and, like, it's kind of like Nintendogs, but with your Pokemon, so you can, like, throw Pokeballs, and they'll, like, fetch them and bring them to you and stuff, and, like, it's just weird looking.
Cool thing about all that gameplay they showed about Pokemon. apparently they were like showing the gameplay, and somebody noticed that there's like an autosave feature in this Pokemon. So this will be the first Pokemon that actually implements autosave in the game, which is really cool.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure we've all had a fucking moment where we've lost like an hour or two of progress in Pokemon, and it's just devastating, you know?
Oh yeah, and it could be worse though. It might actually be a problem, because what if the game like bugs out and like it autosaved in the bug?
Or you're trying to catch a legendary and like it saves over your save state. You know what I mean? Oh, dude.
Yeah, that could
devastation.
be bad.
Yeah. Surely you'll still be able to manual save though. I doubt that at all. Now the real question is, will you get like multiple save files, like a Zelda game or something? You know what I mean?
There better be. It's on a fucking console now. You know?
Yeah. I mean the DS could have done multiple saves.
I think the DS did multiple saves. The 3DS did.
Nah.
I'm almost positive.
I don't think so, man. I played the new ones. And
oh, you're right. Yeah, I don't think so. Wow. That's insane. I feel like they do that. They're just like, nah. For nostalgia's sake. Now, Trials of Mana, the remake of Seiken Densetsu 3, will be available on Switch on April 24th, 2020.
Sweet.
Rogue Company is a new team-based shooter from Hi-Rez Studios coming to Switch in 2020. And Tetris 99 is getting a new mode called Invictus for the absolute best of the best players. There's also a 2-player versus CPU mode that'll be paid DLC, all available now. A packaged version of the game is coming September 6th. And then lastly, there's like a demo for Daemon X Machina that like lets you play 4-player local co-op.
Dude, ain't nobody trying to play Daemon X Machina.
Who's Daemon?
I'm just kidding. I know, but I bet he wants everybody to play his game really badly.
Yeah, and just to cap off the whole Switch thing, there was a firmware update that came out for the Switch, and it includes a number of new features, tweaks, changes, and fixes. Version 9.0.0 released on September 9th. It introduced a new search feature for the news channel, a new QR code option to sign into your Nintendo account, and new touchscreen sensitivity settings. The update also introduces the ability to stop the Switch from recognizing inputs from the console's buttons, except for the capture and home buttons. This only applies to the newly released Switch Lite. And additionally, the new Switch 9.0.0 update adds a section to account pages for online play invites. And as its name suggests, this is where you'll see invites from friends for supported games. So yeah, and it fixed like a Fire Emblem problem.
Yeah, for sure. People wasn't able to play their Fire Emblems
at all.
They get mad about that, and I don't blame them. Let's see. Capcom, are we done with the Direct stuff?
We're done with Nintendo Direct.
All right, that was a big Direct. A lot of good stuff there.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff. Makes me happy I got a Switch.
Same.
Let's see. Capcom has officially revealed a new Resident Evil game called Project Resistance. Its existence has been known for some time now, with leaks indicating that it would be a sort of multiplayer experience. The official trailer released as part of Tokyo Game Show confirms this to be true. 4 characters are shown fighting their way through an office building-like setting, using guns and melee weapons to take out zombies and work their way through a series of sticky situations. Interestingly, another figure is shown to be orchestrating everything from the comfort of blah blah blah. Basically, Tyrant comes out and it looks like he's like setting up a bunch of shit, but what it looks like basically like a 1v4 game where one of you is like somebody controlling the zombies and one of you and the other 4 are like getting attacked by the zombies and like fighting them off.
Yeah,
it seems pretty fun and it looks beautiful because it's going to be in the same engine as like
RE2.
Yeah, it's going to be like the same graphics kind of. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens with it. You know, if it ends up being fun, I feel like these 1v4 games can end up being really fun or really
bad.
Really bad. I mean, you know, you either get like, Dead by Daylight or you get Evolve. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping for something a little less on the Evolve side of things. You know.
Speaking of which, I'm really upset that Predator game is only on PlayStation. Kind of bothers me.
It's on PlayStation?
It's only coming to PlayStation.
Ooh.
Some bullshit.
Sorry.
Yeah, fuck y'all. No, but anyways, The newly released Pokemon mobile game, Pokemon Masters, is making lots of money from microtransactions. The free-to-play game made more than $26 million during its first week to stand among the highest-grossing Pokemon games ever for its first week. According to Sensor Tower, which supplied the data, only Pokemon Go, which made $56 million, made more money than Pokemon Masters during its first week in the Pokemon franchise on mobile. Another important distinction that speaks to Pokemon Go's incredible popularity is that it's $56 million in its first week. First week microtransaction revenue came from only 5 markets, while Masters launched in 60 plus places. By comparison, Pokemon Quest made only $3 million during its launch week. Pokemon Magikarp Jump, I've never even heard of that, took in $1 million.
That sounds terrible.
Right, and Pokemon Rumble Rush brought in only $300,000 over its first 7 days.
Damn.
According to Sensor Tower's estimates, Japan was the largest region for Masters in terms of grosses, with $16 million. Almost $4.5 million came from the U.S., while microtransaction revenue in Hong Kong, Taiwan, and France made up the rest of Masters' top 5 regions based on grosses. That's kind of crazy to me that it made that much money, and nobody's talking about this game.
What, Pokemon Go or Masters?
Masters.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anybody who's downloaded this game.
No, me either. I thought about it a couple times.
Yeah, just like, nah, I'm good. And like even the big like media sites and stuff aren't talking about it, you know? So
yeah.
I'm surprised it's doing so well.
Little public service announcement for those of you out there that are still playing Pokemon Go. There are crazy amounts of shinies out right now for some reason. They're doing some kind of thing where you can like hatch eggs faster than normal or something right now. But I've caught like 1 shiny yesterday, and then I've seen Matt catch 3 in the past day or 2. So, and everybody's catching them, man. He caught a gold Onyx. I caught a shiny Clamperl. I got me a shiny Eevee, dude.
We should just have like weekly PSAs or weekly Pokemon service announcements with Brent.
I'm telling you, man. So if you're out there and you play, now's a good time. Or if you just want to jump back in, it's a great time to jump back in.
For sure. What you got?
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is coming to PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and mobile devices early next year. At the Tokyo Game Show, Square Enix announced a release date of January 23rd, 2020 for Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition. There you go.
I'm looking forward to playing some co-op Final Fantasy, dude.
Totally.
Couch bro-op, dude.
Couch bro. I think it's cross-play between it's got cross-platform between the 3 devices too, so PS4, Nintendo Switch, mobile.
That's awesome.
Crossplay.
So, Dying Light took place in the fictional Middle Eastern city of Haran. The sun-soaked streets and dilapidated buildings made up a sprawling playground that was split into 2 distinct zones. Since using parkour to get around by climbing, jumping, and generally doing anything to avoid the zombie hordes was the only form of traversal, the city felt a lot bigger than it actually was. In Dying Light 2, the sequel's fictional European metropolis is 4 times larger than all of the maps in its predecessor combined, including the following DLC's expansive farmland.
Wow.
Yeah, it says, quote, "We are witnessing a lot of changes in the technology side," said Powell Rollader, chief technology officer at developer Techland, in an interview on the NVIDIA GeForce YouTube channel. "The game world will be 4 times bigger than the whole game before," he continued. "Streaming technology allows us to make really huge worlds. On top of the sheer breadth of the map, Dying Light 2 will also be implementing ray tracing tech, too. Quote, "This is like the holy grail in computer graphics and photorealism," Rollader said. Beyond this, Dying Light 2 places a large emphasis on story and the choices you make. Writer and designer Chris Avellone, who's known for his work on the likes of Fallout 2, Pillars of Eternity, and Prey, is collaborating with Techland as a narrative designer. Quote, "This is one of the biggest challenges for us. Every choice that you make may impact the world. For example, we have to have different versions of the map, and the map is huge, so the challenge is even bigger," Rollader said. "The world combinations are a really huge number of possibilities."
Cool.
So yeah, you make a decision in the game, you might not see the same map that somebody else will see, you know?
That's cool. That's really cool. I've heard other games say that, though. And then I get in the game, and it's like a very minor feature. Like Dragon Age Inquisition allegedly was going to do that. And they did do that, but it was very, very minor. I mean, there would be like a tower there that wasn't there. and it's kind of like a whack-ass tower. Like,
whack-ass tower.
You know what I mean?
That's just what the tower is called.
But I am excited. I love the first Dying Light. I feel like it's one of the most underappreciated video games of all time. Like, it was so well executed. Like, it's a hard, challenging, really fun game. Like, I love the first Dying Light, and I'm excited about the second one.
It looked beautiful, too.
It did. It looked, especially for the time when it came out. Like, there are lots of games that look that good now, but, like, when it came out, it was like, damn, this is that next shit right here.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Wait till we got that ray tracing technology, dude.
I can only imagine. Okay, so I'll lay two of them on you because the first one I'm not going to really go into, but I just want everybody to know that Gears of War 5 has received lots of praise from like the deaf community specifically for their subtitles. Apparently it's one of the first games to have like really good like closed captioning in the game. Like all games have subtitles, right?
Yeah.
But apparently Gears of War like tells you when the combat music ends and like
which is something you don't think about.
Yeah, you don't. And like whenever different characters speak, their different, text is highlighted in different colors and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And as a colorblind person, I noticed immediately when you're booting up the game, it gives you like a colorblind option and stuff. So I just thought that was really cool. And, shout out to the Coalition for being so, inclusive and shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So moving on, let's see. Celeste's much anticipated free DLC update, Chapter 9, Farewell, finally has a release date. The add-on for the Tough as Nails platformer launches on September 9th for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Creator Matt Thorson initially unveiled the free DLC update back in December, saying the team planned to have the release set of very hard farewell levels for Celeste in early 2019. Clearly, the update has arrived much later than anticipated, but we'll finally have our hands on it next week. So
nice. I mean, that's out now. September 9th.
There you go.
So
get it.
The Tokyo Game Show kicks off this week, running from September 12th to 15th at the Makuhari Messe in Chiba, Japan. Sony Interactive Entertainment in Japan, Asia has already outlined its plans for the show, showcasing numerous first and third-party games across its show floor booth, a nearby mega theater, and a series of live-stream stage events. Similarly to E3, Sony won't be hosting a press conference at TGS, and while the much-anticipated Ghost of Tsushima will be at the show, there won't be any new footage. The same can't be said of Death Stranding, however. Developer Kojima Productions will host 2 extensive gameplay presentations at TGS for its next game. The first is set to take place on September 12th and will be roughly 50 minutes long, introducing the overall gameplay flow of Death Stranding. The second occurs on the following day and will run for 30 minutes. There's also a third presentation on September 15th featuring the game's Japanese voice actors, but very little gameplay is likely to be shown, and this is intended as more of a fan appreciation day.
All of these events intend to leave you thoroughly confused afterwards.
Yeah. We're going to show you the entire game. It's like 80 minutes of gameplay.
It must be a pretty long game. Surely they're not going to give us all
It's
of
like
it.
a 4-hour game. Guys, I don't know. I don't want to see that much of it. Like, just put
That's
the
how
fucking
I felt
game
about
out.
Kingdom Hearts. Like, by the time Kingdom Hearts actually came out, it's like we knew every world you were going to. You knew everything about the game. It's like, leave a little to the fucking imagination, guys. Like, you're already going to sell a bajillion copies. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's true. I think it would have done better if they would have left it to the imagination.
It's true.
Let it go. Let it go. No, anyways, what you got?
Let's see. The hotly anticipated, long in development, action adventure game, Shenmue 3, is slated to come out in 2 months. And ahead of the game's November release, video game distributor Limited Run Games announced a cool PS4 collector's edition that includes a Dreamcast case and a slew of other goodies.
Oh, that's cool.
I know, right? Alongside the commemorative Dreamcast case, which has a reversible cover, the PS4 Shenmue 3 collector's edition comes with a physical copy of the game, some patches and stickers, a double-sided mirror, and a desk lamp. Pre-orders are expected to open on September 9th, but no price has been revealed as of yet.
Desk lamp.
Yeah, that's a little weird, but maybe it has some relevance in the game.
Yeah, in the
you
game.
Know what I mean?
Cool. PT, everyone remembers this, achieved legendary status in 2015 after Konami canceled Silent Hills and subsequently delisted the experimental demo from the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, I feel like PT is one of the scariest games of all time, and it's like a 30-minute demo. Like...
wait till you hear about this. I watched this video. It was already incredibly popular, as evidenced by over 1 million downloads, and is widely regarded as one of the best horror games ever made. After all these years, it's also still finding ways to terrify us. Modder Lance McDonald, who's responsible for a number of cool hacks in games like Bloodborne, Dark Souls, and Sekiro on his YouTube channel, has now turned his considerable expertise to PT, gleaning some horrifying new information about what was lurking just outside of view. By hacking and managing to unlock the camera, McDonald was able to move the player character forward while keeping the camera still, revealing that evil ghost Lisa is creeping behind you at nearly all times. McDonald tweeted a video clip saying she actually attaches to the player's back as soon as you get the flashlight.
Oh, hell no, dude.
Dude, it's fucking terrifying. Like,
that's so scary, dude. That makes that so much scarier.
Yeah, go watch the clip of it whenever you get the chance. And, if you're watching the video version of this, you'll get to see. But basically, so, he, puts the camera stays here, and the character moves forward, and she's just,
oh my God.
on your fucking back,
dude.
as you're walking the whole time.
Dude.
And she's in a bloody gown and God. Dude, so awesome that they did that. It's we don't know if anybody will ever find this, but just to know it's there.
I wish more than anything that I had downloaded that shit back in the day. I didn't have a PS4 yet whenever that came out. Otherwise, I would still have it. Man, oof.
Yeah, it says...
So scary, dude.
So
that shit is just scary in general. Even before I knew that, that's fucking horrifying.
Well, he went on to say, he said, I've been slowly working on looking for useful bits of code in PT for months, usually just messing around for a few hours a week and having no luck at all. McDonald told VG247, quote, I finally found all the code that handles the zoom in when the player clicks the R3 button. I removed all the code that adjusts the camera and replaced it with my own, and then patched the game so that it thinks you're always holding R3, so it constantly injects my custom camera axis. His discovery is haunting, but there's even more PT content on the way. Quote, I only tweeted what I did because I'm confident I have enough other awesome stuff to save for a full video, McDonald said.
Oh, shit.
So I'm ready for that.
I can't wait to see the full video. What could be cooler than, God.
The fact she's just constantly on your shoulders, the whole time.
I want to see that video, man.
Oh, yeah. You need to watch it. Anyways, what you got?
Okay. Fortnite is currently in the midst of a surprise crossover event with upcoming looter shooter Borderlands 3, but that hasn't stopped Epic's popular Battle Royale from teasing yet another pop culture crossover. It Chapter 2 is just one day away from hitting, so it's already there. It Chapter 2 has officially hit cinema screens. This is an old article, I apologize. And antagonist Pennywise might soon be appearing in Fortnite to strike fear into players in a similar fashion of the sight of an approaching brute mech. Multiple Reddit users have reported seeing mysterious red balloons all over the game's map, from Salty Springs to Pleasant Park. These balloons are attached to storm drains, in case the hint wasn't already obvious enough, and they emit a creepy laugh if you interact with them. All of these elements are, of course, synonymous with It and Pennywise. With the movie set to release on September 6th, a Fortnite crossover event is likely to coincide with the theatrical debut. What this might entail remains to be seen. However, if, as Fortnite collaborations tend to vary in breadth. So it might just be a little nod to It, which it probably is.
Yeah, it's a T-rated game. I doubt they're going to put It in the game.
Yeah, good point.
But this is the last bit of stuff about Kojima, but as we barrel towards Death Stranding's November 8th launch on PlayStation 4, game director Hideo Kojima confirmed that the action exploration game will feature an additional difficulty mode specifically targeted at film enthusiasts. Kojima tweeted that Death Stranding's very easy difficulty mode was implemented for movie fans to enjoy the experience and appreciate the star-studded cast assembled for the project. A Death Stranding playtester and personal assistant of Kojima's confirmed as much, saying that the very easy mode is for, quote, people who usually don't play games, movie fans, or RPG fans. Kojima tweeted, normally there's only easy mode, but we added very easy mode for movie fans since we have real actors like Norman, Mads, Leia Stardin. Even Yano-san, who never completed the first stage of Pac-Man, was able to complete the game on very easy mode. A bunch of emojis. Conversely, other difficulty modes like normal and hard are designed for action game fans.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sure, whatever.
All right. Splinter Cell Blacklist was released 7 years ago, and fans of Sam Fisher's stealth adventures have been clamoring for a new entry in the Ubisoft series ever since. The gruff protagonist made an appearance in a Ghost Recon's Wildlands expansion, with voice actor Michael Ironside reprising the role. And Fisher also featured at E3 earlier this year as part of a mobile game called Tom Clancy's Elite Squad. Now, GameStop may have just inadvertently revealed a new entry in the Splinter Cell series is on the way. A Reddit user discovered a new listing for Sam Fisher replica goggles, available for pre-order on the retailer's site. The description says, for the first time since the introduction of Splinter Cell in 2002, after 9 top-selling AAA titles, with a 10th release on the horizon, this is your first chance to own Sam Fisher's signature ultra-high-frequency sonar goggles. A 10th release on the horizon? Maybe this is just an honest mistake on GameStop's part in presuming a new Splinter Cell is on the way, or maybe it's something much more than that. For what it's worth, the listing has now been removed, with the link redirecting to an access denied page. It's also a curious time to release a new pair of replica goggles, slated for the release in November, when Splinter Cell hasn't been part of the gaming lexicon for a number of years. So...
yeah, that is very strange. And also, I don't see why November. I mean, like, if we don't even know the game's on the horizon.
Yeah. Unless they're going to just, like, surprise. I feel like that's the best way to go about games, is, like, just drop it and, like, immediately drop it, you know? Like, announce it and then, like, 2 months later drop it, you know?
Yeah, it's good for us, but probably not good for the marketing for the game.
I don't know, man, because look at, like, some of, like, Fallout 4 basically did that. They announced it, and they had it dropped in, like, 4 months, and it was, like, super popular. I don't know.
True.
I think a lot of it's, like, you lose steam if you go too long, you know?
Yeah, kind of like this Kojima game. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you know, we'll see, but...
So, Nintendo has something rather odd-looking in the works without any prior warning, and in spite of having a direct presentation literally the day before, Nintendo announced a new experience coming to Switch with a new video. It's not exactly clear what Nintendo is advertising, though the company does say that more information will be revealed on September 12th. All the video reveals in this particular... all the video reveals is this circular peripheral for Switch that seems to have a tremendous amount of give, as people in the video can't seem to crush it or stretch it apart no matter how hard they try. Based on what people are doing in the video, Nintendo may be announcing something for Switch that's akin to Wii Fit, an exercise experience for the Wii console that utilized the Wii Remote's motion sensors and an additional pressure-sensitive peripheral to walk you through various physical activities. Until September 12th, however, there's no way to know for sure. Have you seen this video?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, it's very strange.
I wouldn't mind some kind of fitness peripheral, though. I feel like the Wii Fit was good. You know, a lot of people liked it. A lot of people used it. You know, so
it's just like a circle that you put your Joy-Cons in, and then there's like a strap that you can strap to your thigh that you put one of your Joy-Cons in, and like with the circle you can like squeeze it to do like I guess like random bullshit, like I guess work your arms or like do shoulders, like you can do like tricep, like
it's probably just a bunch of like tension exercises, you know.
Yeah, it showed like people doing like overhead squats with it, and then like even people doing yoga movements with it and stuff. It was very, very weird. I'm
curious.
Yeah, I just want to know. I want to know what like 2 games they're gonna make for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Just turn it into like a steering wheel peripheral.
That's what it looks like. It's a giant ass 18-wheeler. Anyways, what you got?
Let's see. I won't go through this whole thing, but apparently CD Projekt Red is working on multiplayer for Cyberpunk 2077. However, you probably wouldn't expect it. You shouldn't expect it to drop with the main game. Apparently, they're going to do some DLC for the game for free after they drop it, and some single player content. And then when they're done with that, they're going to do some multiplayer action. So,
Sounds very Rockstar of them.
I know. I'm pretty hyped, I can only imagine that if the game's good, the multiplayer will also be good, so.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You can finish the news. I'm out of stuff.
Okay. This isn't directly video game related, but I think it's kind of cool. A bioepic about Twilight Zone creator Rod Serling is in the works.
Ooh, nice.
And now it's found a director. Richard Kelly, who directed the cult classic Jake Gyllenhaal movie Donnie Darko, has signed on to not only direct but also write the screenplay. Hopefully it doesn't turn into an episode of the Twilight Zone. Let's see.
Or Donnie Darko.
Yeah. Rockstar is rolling out a big update for Red Dead Redemption 2's online multiplayer mode, Red Dead Online, next week. The game's summer update arrives on PS4 and Xbox One on September 10th and adds a variety of new challenges, dynamic events, items, and gameplay adjustments, along with new specialized roles for players to take on. Called Frontier Pursuits. So there you go. Also, they're putting Dave Bautista in the Gears 5 game. So he kind of gets his wish a little bit.
Surprise.
And there you go. Bada boom.
Okay, that's it for this week's video game news. We're going to jump into this week's releases, where I'm going to let you know which brand new games you can grab in the next 7 days, if I could talk. But we're going to start with Sims 4 Realm of Magic Game Pack, coming to PC and Mac on September 10th for $19.99. Do you like magic? How about spellcasting? Competing with friends to find out who has mastered more tricks? Or have you ever found yourself waving a magic wand only to realize it doesn't work the way you had hoped? An unreal world awaits your sim in the Sims 4 Realm of Magic and an otherworldly expansion pack for The Sims.
If this isn't Sims Hogwarts, I don't fucking want it.
It sounds like it is. And it's all like $20. And then also, The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series, is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC on September 10th for $49.99.
Oh, that's a bet.
Yeah.
That's a lot of content for $49.99.
Well, play the series that revolutionized storytelling in games. The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series contains all 4 seasons, 400 Days DLC, and The Walking Dead Michonne. Experience the full story of the young survivor Clementine as she grows from scared little girl to capable survivor. With enhanced graphics and behind-the-scenes bonus features, this is the ultimate way to experience Clementine's journey and find out how her story ends. Graphical enhancements, graphic black art style brings Season 4's enhanced visual style to all previous seasons of the acclaimed series.
That's sick, dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
It will also include full dynamic lighting to episodes that previously did not receive this upgrade. Behind-the-scenes bonuses, exclusive looks at the making of the game from the developers, VO artists, and other team members that brought Clementine's story to life. This includes over 10-plus hours of developer commentary and other behind-the-scenes material. Gameplay improvements include character performances, lip-syncing, and other gameplay and UI enhancements which make this the definitive Telltale's The Walking Dead experience.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Anybody who hasn't played this and you're into the story kind of games, man, $49, that's a steal for all that shit. That's a lot of game for $49. You know
for sure. Definitive. And then we got Die Young coming to PC on September 12th for $19.99. Die Young is an open-world dynamic action adventure presented in the first-person perspective. You awaken on a picturesque 12-square-kilometer island in the Mediterranean, buried alive and left for dead, starving and dehydrated. Your struggle to stay alive has just begun. Jump, climb, take advantage of your athletic and parkour skills to overcome the dangers and wildness of nature. And then we got Borderlands 3 coming to Xbox One, PS4, Stadia, and PC on September 13th for $59.99.
So is Stadia actually a thing already?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Then we got one. Yeah, nobody cares. 1 billion guns. You're going to need a lot of ammo. Wait, what is that?
Screen Day, I think.
21 guns. Okay, yeah. Okay, I feel that. You're going to need a lot of ammo. The original shooter-looter returns, packing an insane amount of guns and an all-new mayhem-fueled adventure. Stop the fanatical Calypso twins.
Did they just call themselves the original looter shooter?
Yes.
On the same release day as Borderlands 3? What? Are they out
No,
of their...
this is Borderlands 3.
Oh, this is? Okay.
What do you think this was?
I thought it was a different game for some reason. I was like, wait a minute. Are these guys trying to jock Borderlands 3 over here, dude?
I thought you were jocking on Borderlands 3. I was like, damn, what was the looter shooter before it?
I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Sorry. Please continue. I apologize.
Anyways, the original shooter-looter returns, packing an insane amount of guns and an all-new mayhem-fueled adventure. Stop the fanatical Calypso twins from uniting the bandit clans and claiming the galaxy's ultimate power. And then we got NASCAR Heat 4 coming to Xbox One, PS4, and PC on September 13th for $49.99. The racing game NASCAR Heat 4 builds on its predecessor and sports a brand new look and feel for race fans, complete with stunning visual and audio enhancements, an upgraded user interface, and the introduction of new tire models for various track types, making for an even more realistic racing experience on 38 virtual tracks across the country.
Fuck yeah, brother.
NASCAR. we got NHL 20 coming to PS4 and Xbox One on September 13th for $59.99.
I actually like those hockey games, man. I like how they let you fight.
Just like fight the whole time.
They do, though.
Yeah, this one introduces cutting-edge gameplay innovation. Okay. I'm sure.
Sweet.
And then we got Daemon X Machina coming to Switch on September 13th for $59.99. Daemon X Machina is a fast-paced mech action game from designer Kenichiro Tsukuda. Hold on, Kenichiro Tsukuda. Who are we supposed to know who he is? Like, I feel like this is his first game.
He definitely seems like he wants us to know.
Yeah, master developer of the Armored Core series.
Okay. His claim to fame.
Wasn't Armored Core from Software though?
I don't know. That's a good... I think so.
Yeah, so he used to be a part of From Software, I guess. Take your arsenal, a fully customizable powered suit, out for an array of missions to surmount the enemy at all costs. Choose and equip your arsenal with a multitude of weapons. Obtain more from downed enemy arsenals. Quit saying fucking arsenal. And swap them on the fly to suit your strategy in the face of ever-changing threats that you battle in the air. And, get this, on the ground.
Whoa!
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
And then we got Devil's Hunt coming to Switch, Xbox One, PS4, and PC on September 17th for $34.99. I don't know why, but Devil's Hunt makes me hungry. Like, just those words together.
I feel like we should open a pizza place called Devil's Hunt.
Devil's Hunt. It sounds like, I just pictured deviled eggs.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
we
why.
could serve deviled eggs there, too.
Yeah. And Devil's Hunt... In Devil's Hunt, players will go to hell and back in the battle between demons and angels. In this third-person action game, players will become Desmond, a man with demonic powers who can decide the fate of our world by joining either side of the conflict. Based on the original hit Polish fantasy novel Equilibrium, Devil's Hunt brings to life the eternal fight between light and darkness as all-out war between demons and angels appears imminent, with the mortal world as the battleground. Okay. And then we got AI, the Somnium Files, coming to Switch, PS4, and PC on September 17th for $59.99. From Zero Escape series director / scenario writer Kotaro Uchikashi, AI, the Somnium Files is a mysterious adventure that takes place in a technologically advanced iteration of Tokyo, Japan. In a near-future Tokyo, Detective Kanami Date is on the case of a mysterious serial killer. Date must investigate crime scenes as well as dreams on the hunt for clues. One rainy night in November, a woman's body is found at an abandoned theme park, mounted on a merry-go-round horse. She has been stabbed repeatedly, and her left eye was gouged out. Kaname Date of the Metropolitan Police Department arrives on the scene. He recognizes the woman. Suddenly, he hears a noise from inside the merry-go-round. He breaks into the merry-go-round's central column to find a young girl, and in her hands, she grips a bloody ice pick.
Whoa.
Yeah, I like how they just told the whole story.
All right.
And then we got Destiny 2 Shadowkeep coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC on September 17th for $34.99. Guardians will return to the moon, twisted, reshaped, and haunted by our past to confront new threats and uncover new additions to their customized arsenal in Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. It's just an add-on. And then we got Bus Simulator coming to Xbox One and PS4 on September 17th for $39.99. Experience the exciting everyday life of a bus driver in a vast and freely drivable urban area in this console version of the driving simulation game, Bus Simulator. Get behind the wheel of original licensed city buses from the world-famous brands Mercedes-Benz, MAN, Setra, and Iveco. Transport your passengers safely and punctually to their destinations, either solo in single-player mode or with up to 3 friends in real-time multiplayer mode. We're fucking doing that for Couch Pro Op, dude.
How do you even do multiplayer? Like, are you like competing to get people to their destination the fastest? Or are you like, are two of you like
on the
walking
same bus?
on the bus, like giving
but
peanuts to the passengers or some shit? Like,
you're just a passenger, dude. I don't know. Fuck.
Sit there and throw paper balls at the bus driver.
We got Session coming to Xbox One and PC on September 17th. I couldn't find a price for this one, and I don't know if it's coming to Game Pass, but it's only coming to Xbox and PC. This is that skateboarding game that inspired by the golden era of skateboarding. Session lets players experience what skateboarding is really like. An incredible culture where there are no goals other than expressing your creativity and achieving success through hard work, perseverance, and a bit of madness. This is authentic and grounded skateboarding gameplay. Session is a conscious move away from arcade-style skateboarding games in order to tap into the heart, the soul, the flow, the heights of skating. The skatable environment is a 1x1 scale of New York focused on Lower Manhattan, featuring the legendary Brooklyn banks and surrounding financial district.
Cool.
Yeah, that is pretty neat. And then we got Lego Jurassic World coming to Switch on September 17th for $39.99.
Hell yeah, dude. Nothing like a good Lego game. Get your co-op juices going, you know?
Hell yeah, dude. That's something we need to play. And before we go to the next part, that's it for this week's releases, but I have to go back to the news just for one thing that I forgot to mention. I remembered it as I was reading the games. Just give me 1 second. This is very important. Where is it at? Give me a second. Where's it at? Oh, here we go. If you thought the announcement of Deadly Premonition 2, a blessing in disguise, was going to be the most surprising game reveal this year, think again. Unless this is a very early April Fool's joke, KFC, yes, that KFC, the fast food chicken chain, is publishing a dating sim called I Love You, Colonel Sanders.
What?
It's a finger-licking good dating simulator. From the quote, from the same people who brought you the bucket of chicken comes the world's first Colonel Sanders dating simulator.
So it's like Dream Daddies, but with Colonel Sanders, dude?
It literally looks like Dream Daddy. Like that anime look, dude, like he's beautiful.
I have got to play this, bro.
Yeah, this looks dope. So the game's bizarre product description says
we should get a huge bucket of fried chicken and do a couch throw-up.
So, you play as a promising culinary student as you try to date your classmate, Colonel Sanders. Will the Kentucky Fried Chicken mogul choose you to be his business partner, or maybe something much more intimate? Quote, throughout your journey, you'll be faced with life-changing decisions that will affect your chances of friendship and love. But be careful, your choices have real consequences with real animated characters' feelings at stake. It says, I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator, promises to feature 9 lovable characters, a secret ending, secret recipes, cooking battles,
shit.
battle
Are they gonna tell
battles,
us the 27 herbs and spices?
11
dude?
herbs and
11
spices,
herbs and spices.
a dateable Colonel Sanders, and much more. I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator, doesn't have a release date yet, but KFC says it's coming soon.
Oh, fuck yeah.
They have a trailer for it. You can watch the trailer.
I wonder if I can buy it at KFC, dude.
Dude, that'd be awesome. I'm down for this.
I'm also down for this. I feel like more fast food chains should put out video games promoting their shit.
Like Burger King, Sneak King.
This reminds me of Sneak King. That's a good one. I was gonna say this reminds me of Chex Quest. Do you remember Chex Quest?
Dude. They used to make games for everything. Back on the SNES and shit. They didn't give a fuck. They're like Pepsi Man.
I'm pretty sure Chex Quest was like a Doom mod.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was a mod, or was it just like made for that?
It was made from the source code from Doom.
Yeah, but it was actually made by Chex, right?
Yeah, it was actually made by Chex. I mean, Doom, the dude John Carmack made the Doom source code open source at some point, so everybody was just using it and building their own games off of it, and like.
It's pretty awesome.
I know, right?
It's the way to live. But anyways, we're gonna jump on over to currently playing. Brent, what are you currently playing?
Oh my god. Okay. You're not gonna hate me, but I got a whole fuckload of shit I'm currently playing, so just go with it, okay? I'm playing that free Kirby game. We talked a little bit about that. I played a little bit of it, not much, not really enough to go into details, but it's fun. I got a bunch of shit on sale for like $5 or $6, you know what I mean? Like per game this week. So, I got Rainbow Six Siege. I've been playing that. It's a lot of fun. You know, there's a lot of like DLC I don't have for it because I just got the base game. You know what I mean? But it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The graphics are freaking amazing in that game. I got Hitman 2. I've been playing a little bit of Hitman 2 when I'm not playing other stuff, you know. I'm just kind of taking my time with Hitman. I get in the mood for Hitman real hard sometimes. And I played through the first Hitman game like so many times that it's just like, you know, I'm ready for something new. So I saw Hitman 2 for like $10 and I was like, all right, let me scoop that up, you know. But there are some DLCs that I think will probably go on sale eventually, and I'll probably get those too. But so far I'm having a lot of fun with Hitman 2. It looks really good. You know, I just love getting in costumes and stuff. Let's see what else I've been playing. I've been playing Man of Medan. You know, we've been playing a little bit of that, but I've also been going through it again with my girlfriend. And it's a lot of fun playing with her. She seems to be really into it. Like, she keeps asking, like, oh, you want to play that game together? And I'm like, yeah. So we jump back into it. And she's really bad at the quick time events. Like, I'm so amazed we're not, like, all dead yet because of it. But,
oh, yeah?
She's maybe hit, like, 3 out of, like, 20 quick time buttons. But I think that the ones she manages to hit end up being the ones that, like, save the character every time. Because it's, like, she'll be, like, right about to die. And she'll finally hit it. And then, like, they'll get out of it. And I'm like, oh, God, dude. But somehow we have all of our characters alive still, which is pretty cool.
Damn.
Let's see. I've been playing a lot of stuff on the SNES, you know what I mean, thing. I've been playing Super Mario Kart. We played a little bit of that together too. That was a lot of fun. I feel like Super Mario Kart handles better on the Switch. I feel like a lot of those SNES games play better on the Switch.
Well, because you have an analog stick rather than
yeah, I think that has something to do with it for sure. But I also think games like Star Fox and stuff seem to run like significantly smoother. I don't know. It's weird.
I agree. The graphics look better too.
Yeah, I love it. I've been playing a little bit of Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, which is awesome, you know, no need to say much about that. I've been playing Pokemon Go, getting hella shinies, and mostly I've been playing Fire Emblem still. And I gotta say, I love this fucking game so much. This is the first game where I've just been like, I gotta have my Switch with me all the time. You know, I'm like obsessed with this game. Like, I'm having so much fun with it, and I'm determined to beat it. And then once I beat it, I'll probably start it up again and play fucking through one of the other house's stories. Like, it's so much fun. It's without question the best game on Switch right now. Like, it is so fucking good. Like,
even though it's just like fucking strategy constantly.
It's strategy, but it's like, Ah, man, it's just so interesting and good. And, like, I don't know. I can't imagine playing with, like, the permadeath on, because, like, it would be so devastating. I can already tell which one of my characters would have died, you know what I mean? And, like, it's just, like...
Yeah.
But, dude, it's a lot of fun. It's, like... Seriously, it's the first game I've played on Switch that I've just been, like, addicted to, other than, like, Pokemon, and that's just because it's Pokemon. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong, I played all the way through Mario, and I had a good time with it. But this game is, like, really fucking good.
Cool.
But, yeah, that's what I've been playing.
So, once the SNES thing popped up, I've been playing The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I'm like about 6 hours into that.
Is it making you more or less psyched about the new one coming out?
That's the reason I'm playing it, is just because I'm trying to get into that mode. And like I said before, like I already have the new one. I'm just waiting for it to come out. So like I'm just kind of wetting my palate. I guess
what I'm asking is, like, do you think it's going to ruin the new one for you because you'll have just so freshly gone through all the puzzles and stuff, or do you think it'll be new enough with the new one to where you'll
this isn't? It's not the same game. This isn't. It's
not just like
it's not Link's Awakening.
Oh,
this is A Link to the Past.
I thought for some reason they were doing A Link to the Past as the remake. Okay.
No, the remake is the Game Boy one.
Oh, even better. I like Link's Awakening more. That's my favorite.
That's why I'm excited about that one. I never actually beat Link's Awakening. And then,
it's great, dude. It's so good.
And I was so young when I beat A Link to the Past that going back now and playing it, it's like playing a whole new game.
And it looks, just like I was saying with the other games, it seems like it looks better than it did. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely
Maybe
does.
because I've been playing these NES games for so long that, like, now I'm playing these SNES games and it's just a fucking treat, dude.
Oh, dude, it really is.
There's so much more full as far as the games go. Like, even some of those weird ones, like, did you try the Demon game or whatever?
Demon Crest, yeah.
Yeah, Demon Crest.
It's a good game, man.
The game is tight, bro. I've never tried it before. Or the Brawler game that's kind of like Double Dragon or whatever.
That game's alright. It's kind of like a knockoff Double Dragon.
It is, but it looks, I mean, it still looks, everything looks good,
Yeah, me and my girlfriend were playing the Puyo Puyo.
I didn't try that one yet.
It's completely in Japanese, but you don't really have to know what it says to know how to get it. It's like if you have two people, there will be two little slimes, and then like you just go to that, and like it's just basically like Tetris Battle.
Oh, okay.
So it's really fun to like just sit there and like play like. We'll do 3 matches against each other, and like best 2 out of 3 wins or whatever, and then that game's really fun. We played a lot of Super Mario Kart.
Oh hell yeah! Did you play any Kirby Dream Land 3?
We did. We played multiplayer on that.
Oh, that's good. Also,
the tennis game, the Super Tennis or whatever. We played a lot of that. That's fun.
Hell yeah!
It's like playing Mario
It's hard
Tennis.
for me. I'm bad at it, but it is fun.
The only problem I had at first was I was like, dude, why do I keep getting a fault? And I was like, oh, okay. I finally figured out like just the right way to hit it into the right square. You know what I'm saying? But I love all the SNES games. That's what I've been playing all week.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with them. I keep going back for Mo.
Yeah, and I sat down the other day because like I had to go pick up my girlfriend at like 6. After I got done talking to you on the phone about like our project or whatever we're working on, and I was like, oh, I still got 2 hours before I have to go do that. So I like turned on the Switch and started playing A Link to the Past.
Oh hell yeah!
And like I looked up from my it felt like literally like I had just sat down, and I like looked at my freaking phone, and it was literally had been 2 hours, and I was like, holy shit! I was like, I'm gonna
must have made some progress, dude.
Oh, I did, dude. Like I was in it. Like I'm already in the dark world and stuff like that.
Wow,
so it's really fun. But that's what I've been playing. You guys can let us know what you've been currently playing in the comments on YouTube or in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak podcast. Or if you're a patron, just let it, post it on Patreon, whatever you want to do. We read it everywhere. Instagram, your mom's house. You can leave us a note at your mom's house. We'll pick it up.
We will.
Yeah.
When we go over there.
Yeah.
The fuck your mom. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, I'll at least leave some pizza for you. But anyways, we're going to go over to the topic of the show. Today's topic of the show is our top 5 stealth games.
Sneaky.
Yeah, very sneaky. I feel like this is a fun one. This is one that you can get kind of, loose with on your terms of stealth.
It's true.
So I feel like our lists are going to be very varied.
Yeah, I think so. But I think we might have a few things in common. We're just doing a top 5 this week, so we're going to hit them with it. Do you want me to start, or do you want to kick it off?
Sure, you can start.
All right, so I'm going to start it off with Dishonored. Now, Dishonored is, I don't know if I would classify this as like a direct like stealth game, but it's got heavy stealth elements. Like, you can kind of choose how you want to play. Like, if you want a more action-heavy approach, you can do that. But you can also play the game, and it's heavily encouraged.
Without killing anybody.
Yeah, you can play it without killing anybody, first of all, but you can also play it, like, you can kill a bunch of people and still be sneaky if you want, but, like, it's got all these little hidden passageways, and like it encourages you to like travel on the rooftops and stuff, so you kind of feel like a ninja, you know, when you're like zipping and like teleporting behind people and then like cutting their throat and shit. It's just
using bees.
Yeah.
Wait, is it bees? No, it's rats.
It's rats. Yeah.
Rats.
Bees.
I think I was thinking of BioShock.
Yeah, that sounds like a BioShock thing.
Similar games.
Yeah,
good one. Yeah, that's my number 4 actually. So
cool.
Number 5 for me is Splinter Cell Chaos Theory.
Oh, that's my number 4.
Really? Well, we got the same ones right there. So Chaos Theory, the reason I chose that is just because it was co-op, and it was like, the third Splinter Cell. It was so beautiful for the time that it came out. The graphics were insane.
Oh, insane. All the original Splinter Cells were just like mind-blowing how good they look for the original Xbox. Like,
hell yeah, dude.
It was the lighting. They had like shadows and stuff and like light beams going through like smoke and shit, and you're like, whoa.
Holy shit. And it's all green. And
the god rays were like...
you could like, in this game, like, it was a lot of fun to just be like two people playing, and like you have to like boost each other up to the windows, and like you could like jump and like you could throw people into other people, so like you could like kneel down and like someone could like your co-op partner could run at you and like fly off of you.
Hell yeah. But another good thing about this game is that like despite all that cool co-op shit, it didn't sacrifice what made Splinter Cell great. Like if you play the co-op, like the single player story, you still get a really dope, like, fleshed out single-player story with all the cool shit that made the original 2 games, like, really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if I remember right, there's, like, a secret seal in the game. Like, there's, like, a literal, like, animal seal that would, like, come out. Like, look it up whenever you get... like, I just remember that being a thing. And, like...
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
It's a cool game. This one was almost... It was the co-op that brought it to the winner, but... I had a hard time picking between Splinter Cell Chaos Theory and Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow.
I didn't like that one as much.
Really? I love Pandora Tomorrow. And, the original one was good, too.
That one was great.
I don't know. They're all 3 of the originals were good. The newer ones are good, too, but I wouldn't put them as, like, top 10 material. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they changed the formula a little too much,
Yeah, Blacklist and Conviction, I wouldn't consider, like...
The original games felt like sharp and like crispy, like the new Hitman game. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like when you killed somebody or shot something, or like, it just felt
deadly.
You felt deadly, but you also felt like everybody else was deadly too. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Sure.
It was cool.
Yeah. So what's your number? You said
my number 4 is Splinter Cell, and your number 4 is Dishonored. So
yeah, so we're back to 3 with you.
So number 3 is kind of an interesting one for me. It is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Now, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, well, that's the least sneaky Assassin's Creed game," but it's still Assassin's Creed. It's still very stealth heavy. I really like sneaking through the tropical jungles and like pulling in people in, you know what I mean? And then like jumping on your pirate ship once you've finally blown your cover and like escaping the island, you know what I mean? It just felt great. And there's something about being like sneaky and being a pirate that really works well, you know what I mean? I don't know, like the 2 themes really worked well together. Like the whole idea of like assassins and like the pirate world. I don't know, it just seemed like it just worked. I don't know.
I like it. Number 3 for me is Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Very, very stealth heavy game. Like going into it, I didn't even think it was going to be a stealth game. I was just like, oh, it's a Batman game.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole game is focused on you being stealthy.
True. It's pretty sick. All the Batman Arkham games are like that. If I had to pick one, I would go with Knight, because that one's just such a sick freaking game. But
yeah, I just never got to it. So it's free.
I
know.
on that Game Pass, man.
But I still have to beat City. It's like
Dude,
so fucking
City.
annoying.
You should just drop City if you want.
Watch a YouTube channel.
I'll tell you what
YouTube
happens
video.
at the end. But you should definitely go on to Arkham Knight because it's a lot more fun.
Gotcha. Well, until I play Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum's on here, but it's just a really, really good game. Even though it's stealthy, it never gets old. Like they change it up throughout the game.
Yeah.
Like the different ways you have to be stealthy and stuff. So
cool. That's a good one. So my number 2 is like a stealth horror game. I'm gonna go with Resident Evil 7 VR. Because a lot of the game is just you sneaking around a house, but when you're in virtual reality, man, something about being sneaky is just terrifying. Like you're looking with your own head around corners and like sneaking around. I don't know. It's a good feeling.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I feel that. I was thinking about putting Blair Witch as my number 2, but I ended up not putting it on my list. My number 2 is going to be Far Cry, the original game. Because
a lot of stealth elements.
Oh,
that one was all about like trapping people with snares and shit.
Hell yeah,
you know
dude.
what I mean?
Like throwing rocks to get them to like come over, and then like using silenced pistols and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I really like that. I feel like they got away from the stealth stuff in the newer ones. Like you can still do it, but it's not as heavily.
It's not
focused.
encouraged. That's the thing. It's still all there. If you want to be sneaky, you totally can. Like if you clear out the bases without anybody seeing you, you get like extra points and shit. Like,
true.
You know what I mean?
It's just not as exciting to me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I personally am one of those people that likes to clear out as much of the base as I can with stealth, and then as soon as somebody spots me, I just go fucking ballistic. You know what I mean?
Letting the animals out and stuff.
I also like, with Far Cry, I like to like try to sneak onto the bases and like cut all their like ways
the communication.
Yeah, they're like way to call for backup or whatever, and then I just go crazy because they can't call for backup.
That is true. I guess the whole Far Cry series then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some stealth elements that are like really well woven into the gameplay structure of Far Cry for sure. Okay. So my number 1 is gonna be Hitman, specifically the more recent first season of Hitman. Now, I'm not going to say Hitman 2 just because I haven't gotten around to playing the whole thing yet, but I've thoroughly enjoyed all of the places and locations of Hitman Season 1, or whatever you'd want to call it.
Yeah.
The new reboot of Hitman. I know that it's a little controversial for me to put this as my number 1 because it's not everybody's favorite game, but there's just so many different dynamic ways to complete your objective, and I fucking love that. I love that the game doesn't really give you any rules. It just puts you in this world and gives you an objective, and like however you want to do it, you can do it, I love that, and I have so much fun coming up with creative ways to like lure your target to like a different room and kill them, or like put on a disguise to get you close enough, you know what I mean, or just all that, like poisoning some food and hoping that they'll come by and get it, laying in an office for like 20 minutes waiting for them to come in because they're going to come back around and come in that room, what I mean? Like it's so satisfying when a plan comes together in that game. I don't know.
Makes you feel like a real hitman.
It really does. I don't know. I love it. And then, like, the cool thing about Hitman is it's not just, like, sneak over there and kill your target. It's sneak over there, kill your target, and get away without getting caught, which I think is an awesome dynamic. I think, like, it's so cool when you, like, snipe your fucking target from across the map and, like, you see everybody freaking out and, like, searching for you, and you're just, like, casually walking off to your, like, escape route. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a movie played out in the game.
I love it. I love dressing up as like the people looking for me and like walking by them all with like my gun. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my gosh, that's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Number 1 for me is Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty.
Ooh, I can't believe I didn't put a Metal Gear Solid game on here. Metal Gear Solid 4 for me, but I definitely love 2 as well.
Yeah, 2 is like the one and only Metal Gear Solid that I played all the way through, and
dude.
Loved
it's on Game Pass now, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I already downloaded them.
Isn't that
2
sick?
and 3.
Oh, that made me so happy when they put that on there. 3 is a good one, too.
Yeah, I haven't played Snake Eater, so that's why I want to play it.
If you like 2, you'll really like 3, I think.
And I think the reason why I like 3 so much is obviously the stealthy part of it.
You mean 2?
Or 2, yeah. I like 2 a lot just because it was like something I had never seen in a game before, where like... you're in this whole, like, you're in a ship basically the whole game, like just like going around hiding in lockers and like fighting bosses on these rigs and stuff like that. It's just so weird. It's such a weird fucking game, but like it's done so well. And then like the twist at the end, which like I went back and was like reading on the twist, because like whenever I was younger, I didn't even fully grasp like how crazy that was.
Right, we're too busy looking at the half naked girls on the pictures in the lockers,
dude,
like,
all the
freaking
time
out about it, like...
just like it's trying to zoom in as far as possible. Yeah, you could like slide on fucking bird shit, like you just like if you're trying to be stealthy and like there's bird shit, you'd slip on it. And I remember it specifically the whenever Raiden loses all of his clothes and then you have to like be stealthy while being butt naked. You don't remember that?
Oh, I remember that.
Okay.
Where he's like doing cartwheels holding his dick. Like... It's excellent, bro.
And I was too young to I didn't play the first one, so I didn't know that you weren't supposed to, or like people were expecting to play as Snake, so it wasn't like a big deal to me. Like that, like their marketing was all like, "Oh, it's Metal Gear." You know?
It's such a good game, though. I mean, that's most people's like main problem with it. Is like, "Oh, where's Snake half the game?" Blah blah blah. It's like, well, just shut the fuck up and play the game.
Play the game. The story explains it.
Yeah.
Anyways, what you got? That's it.
That's it.
That's it for the topic of the show.
Yeah.
We're gonna jump on over to the People's Champ.
The champion of the people. Okay, it's Chad McClain.
Chad.
The boy himself, the kid, the man, the wonder.
The boy.
The legend. He said, "Is it just me, or have memes gotten worse since the glory days?" I don't know.
When was the glory days?
I'll tell you what, I think memes have gotten better. I think memes have evolved. I went back, or maybe my sense of humor has just evolved. I went back, and that time hop thing? I don't post a lot of personal shit. So, So Time Hop fucking always is posting like memes that I posted from back in the day.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, some of the memes I posted 7 years ago are not funny.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I posted them. I
think it's the context. I think it's like where you're at in your brain, at that age.
Yeah.
Like what's happening around you determines your humor, who you hang out with. Like
absolutely. That's a big thing.
All that shit, because like you're posting it for the people you normally hang around to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That I think that plays a big part in it. I don't know. I think that memes have gotten only more obscure, which makes them funnier, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like just
maybe
how
that's the problem
is
that the old memes were too general. You know what I mean? Too relatable to everybody. I don't know.
It's like you might as well just be like a dad putting memes out. Like
old memes feel like dad jokes now. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it.
It's true, and I'm sure we'll look back at these and think the same thing.
Yeah, what the fuck were we laughing at? But that's just how I feel, Chad. And thank you for your question. You are the best. You're the champ, as usual.
Myth, legend. We got to come up with all the titles for him. Like every time we address Chad, it's like the myth, the legend.
Squire. And that's it. That's all the questions we got.
No questions this week. Come on, guys, give us some more questions.
Yeah.
Make this interesting. And then we're going to wrap up the show with Brent's segment, This Week in Gaming History.
Yeah, this week in gaming history, you guys. September 13th, 2007, for the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
What kind of game?
If I told you, it would give it away.
If you told me what type of game? Like, what genre?
Yes. Well, it's a sports game, kind of.
And it's on Xbox and 360 and PlayStation 3?
Yeah.
It came out September 13th, 2013? 2007. And it's kind of a sports game. What the if
I told you what it was about, even, it would just give it away.
Don't tell me what it's about. Just give me the genre, dude.
It's a sports game.
It's a literal sports game.
I mean, depending on, I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
Depends on, if you consider it a sport.
Oh my god.
You know?
That's
Yes, it's a sports game. I would say it's a sports game. Above anything.
Is it a tennis sports game?
No. I mean, that's an obvious sport. I mean, think of sports that you might be on the fence like, is this a sport? Yeah, it's a sport. It's a sport. For sure. They have sporting events every year.
Pool?
Come on, man.
I don't know what a sport is that's not a sport.
Let me give you a clue.
Yeah, give me a clue.
There's wheels involved.
Okay, so is it
and we ain't talking NASCAR, baby. You know what I mean?
Came out in 2007. Is it Burnout or something like that?
No, we're not talking cars at all. I'm sorry, that was a terrible.
You're like, we're talking wheels.
Okay, look. Tony Hawk.
Oh my God, Tony Hawk. Is this Project 8?
No, it has nothing to do with Tony Hawk directly. It's not a Tony Hawk game. But that's
as
close
it's Skate.
Yeah. Gosh, yeah.
Okay.
See, if I were to say like it's a skating game, you instantly would have been like, oh, it's Skate.
I would have said Tony Hawk and got it wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, you know.
You could have just been like, it's a skateboarding game.
Well, it's Skate. That's the game.
Okay. So we only had one this week?
Yeah, only one this week. I feel like we've kind of circled back around. We've overlapped ourselves, the annual style. And so I'm kind of running into games that I've already done.
You've seen before.
Yeah. So we might have to change this segment pretty soon to something a little different, just to keep it fresh for you guys, so we don't end up accidentally doing the same shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm down to switch it up. I mean, it's run its course.
Yeah, it was a good segment, you know. But maybe expect something new next week.
Yeah,
I'll think of something fun.
Sweet. Remember, you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast, courtesy of CreateForSanity.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast directories. Be sure to submit any questions you want read on the show to the GameSpeak Podcast Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast. Check out our video content on YouTube. All you have to do is search Create for Sanity. It's all one word. We only need 4 more subscribers. Subscribe.
Tell your friends.
Tell them. And if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle AlJaffer and Brent at Brent has 1, and that's the number 1. And check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. Until next time, listeners,